We were picking out furniture for our new apartment when he got a text from Emily parking garage. It read, "Still thinking about Saturday." I asked, "Who's Emily?" He said, "Must be a billing error." I found the garage. And her. She got the couch. I took my deposit back. We'd been dating for 3 years. Long enough that people started asking when we'd move in together, when we'd get married, when we'd have kids. I wasn't ready for marriage or babies, but the apartment? That felt right. Jason had been pushing for it. He said he was tired of always living out of a backpack, driving between my place in McKinney and his place in Garland. "Let's just get a place that's ours," he said. "It'll save money and it'll feel more real." We found a 2-bedroom in Allen, a little newer than we needed, but I liked the balcony and the kitchen. I paid the full deposit $100 because Jason had been between jobs earlier that year. He said he'd pay me back when his bonus hit in June. I didn't mind. I trusted him. That Saturday, he said he was helping his brother move. I had a remote training all day, so I stayed home. He left around 9 a.m., came back late, close to midnight. He looked exhausted and smelled faintly like cologne. I asked if everything went okay. He nodded, said it was a nightmare. Heavy boxes, no elevator, the usual. Nothing about it seemed off at the time. 2 days later, we were at rooms to go looking for a couch. We were standing in front of a gray sectional when his phone buzzed in his pocket. He had it set to light up the screen, and I saw the message over his shoulder. "Emily parking garage, still thinking about Saturday," smiley face. I blinked. I wasn't even snooping. It just flashed right in front of me. "Who's Emily?" I asked. Jason looked like he'd been caught stealing gum. He paused, glanced down, then forced a little laugh. "Oh, that? Must be a billing thing. Like how weird names show up on credit card statements sometimes." "It was a text," I said. "Yeah, maybe it's automated. Like a receipt or something." I parked in downtown on Saturday. Receipts don't say, "Still thinking about Saturday, Jason." He rubbed the back of his neck. "I don't know, babe. Probably a spam message or something. Don't overthink it." I said nothing. I let it drop on the outside. Inside, something went quiet. We walked around the store a little longer. He kept talking about what would go where, how we could hang art over the couch, how this place was going to feel like a home. I nodded, gave small smiles, but my brain was spinning. That night, he passed out early. I waited until he was snoring, then grabbed my laptop and sat at the kitchen counter. I logged into our phone account. He'd added me a few months ago to make life easier. There it was. Dozens of texts to the same number that texted him earlier. I copied the number into a reverse lookup site. Emily R. in Richardson. I searched her name on social media. Her Instagram was locked, but I found a tagged picture from a friend. Emily in scrubs, smiling outside the Richardson Medical Complex. The caption said, "Shift's over, time to crash sleeping-faced." That medical complex had a big parking garage next to it. I knew it well. I used to grab lunch at the taco place across the street. So, not a billing error. And definitely not spam. I didn't confront him right away. I needed more. The next day, I told Jason I had to visit my sister in Denton. "I need a change of scenery," I said. He barely looked up from his phone. "You okay?" "Just tired." He shrugged. "Well, I'll get the couch ordered." "You liked the gray one, right?" "Yeah. Perfect." I drove straight to Richardson and parked near the medical center around 4:30 p.m. I had no idea when Emily got off work, so I waited. Around 5:45, I saw her. Same face from the picture, same scrubs, same backpack. She walked toward the garage. I followed her up to the 5th level, where she got into a silver RAV4. "Emily?" I said from behind. She turned, caught off guard. Took out one earbud. "Yeah? I'm Jason's girlfriend." Her eyes went wide. I saw the truth right there. She didn't ask Jason who. She knew. "I saw your text," I said. "The one about Saturday." She looked away. "He told me you broke up." He said you were just finishing up the lease together, but it was over. I laughed. We just signed the lease 4 days ago. She blinked. He said, yeah, I know what he said. I pulled up the apartment lease on my phone. Showed her. Her lips parted a little when she saw the move-in date. He said you were moving out soon, she whispered. Nope. We're moving in. And you were with him Saturday. She nodded, then shook her head. I didn't know. I swear. I believed her. She looked wrecked. And really, this wasn't about her. He's getting us a couch today, I said. The one we saw together. She just stared at me. I smiled. You can have it. Then I walked away. When I got home, Jason was all upbeat. Hey, I ordered the couch. It's getting delivered Thursday. Awesome, I said. That's gonna look great. I kissed him on the cheek and went into the bedroom. Later that night, when he was in the shower, I emailed the leasing office. Told them I wanted to take my name off the lease. They replied first thing in the morning. Turns out, because I paid the deposit and signed the lease first, the unit was technically mine until both names were verified. They said if I removed myself, they'd refund me the deposit in full and Jason would be responsible for the remaining move-in costs. I told them to go ahead. I called in sick to work, packed everything I cared about, and left before he got home. I left a note on the kitchen counter. She got the couch. I took my deposit back. Have fun paying rent. I didn't block his number. I wanted to see what he'd say. The first message came around 7 p.m. Jason, where are you? Then, Jason, what the hell is this? Why is your name off the lease? The office said I owe a new deposit. Then he called. I let it ring. 5 minutes later, Jason, you're seriously gonna screw me like this? Over a text. That one made me laugh. A text. As if that was all it was. As if I hadn't spoken to Emily. As if I didn't have receipts for everything. I didn't answer until the next morning. I sent one line. Me. You lied to me and her. Figure it out. That's when things turned nasty. Jason. This is crazy. I didn't lie. I was trying to figure out what I wanted. You pushed the apartment thing too fast. Jason. I didn't even sleep with her until Saturday. That one made my stomach turn. I didn't reply. The couch arrived 2 days later. I know because Emily messaged me. Yep. Emily. She must have tracked me down through a mutual on Instagram. Or maybe Jason told her I'd left. Emily, he had them deliver the couch to my apartment. Said he couldn't stand being in that place without you. I didn't even say yes. I stared at the message for a long time. Then another came. Emily, I told him I needed space. He said he already lost one girl this week. Didn't want to lose two. I wrote back. Me. Good luck. She sent one final reply. Emily, I'm sorry. If I'd known, I didn't answer. There wasn't anything else to say. But Jason wasn't done. He showed up at my sister's house 4 days later. She lives in a quiet neighborhood in Denton. He knocked on the door around 9 p.m. I wasn't even home. I'd gone to Target with her husband. She called me while I was in the checkout line. He's here, she whispered. He looks off. What should I do? Don't open the door, I said. I'll be home in 10. We pulled into the driveway, and Jason was still standing there, pacing, arms crossed. When he saw me, he rushed over. Can we talk? Just talk, he said. No, I said. You've done enough. He reached out, touched my arm. You don't understand. I didn't mean for it to get serious with her. It was a mistake. I was confused. But you're my person. I stepped back. You lied to both of us, I said. You were planning a life with me and a hookup with her. And now you're mad that neither of us stuck around. I'm not mad, he said. I'm desperate. Then he got on his knees. In my sister's driveway. I looked down at him and said, You picked your couch. Lay on it. I turned and walked inside. 3 weeks passed. I was back at work. I found a sublet near my office in Plano. A small one-bedroom with ugly carpet and a noisy upstairs neighbor. But it was mine. No shared leases. No couch shopping with a cheater. I hadn't heard from Jason in a while. Not since the driveway stunt. Until I got an email. The subject line read, "Please read." It was from his work address. He never used it for personal stuff. I clicked it. I know I screwed up. You don't have to forgive me, but I'm asking you to hear me out. I lost my job. Emily told HR everything. They said it was a conflict of interest. She blocked me after that. I'm losing the apartment. Can't afford it without you. I know I don't deserve it, but can we just talk? One last time? I reread it twice. Emily had gone to HR? That part threw me. Maybe he had been sleeping with her during work hours. Or maybe she found out more. Either way, I wasn't replying. A week later, I was walking through Target when I saw a familiar face. Not Jason. Emily. She was standing in the self-checkout lane, scanning a bag of frozen fruit. I didn't want a scene. I tried to avoid her. But she saw me. She waved. And then, like we were friends, she walked over. "Hey," she said. I raised an eyebrow. "Hey." She looked tired. Not like the polished Instagram girl I'd seen. Her eyes were puffy, and she didn't have any makeup on. "I didn't tell HR to get back at him," she said. "I didn't even know they'd fire him." "What happened?" She shrugged. "He used to stop by my office a lot. Bring me coffee." We weren't subtle. It started before Saturday, by the way. My jaw clenched. She kept talking. They got complaints. Someone thought we were hooking up in the garage. Which, once, we did. I know that's gross. You don't have to say it. I didn't. I told HR because he wouldn't leave me alone. He kept texting, showing up, crying. I needed him gone. That explained the desperate email. He had nothing left. Later that night, I checked his Instagram. He hadn't posted in weeks, but one news story popped up. A black screen with white text. "Some people don't know what real loyalty looks like. Glad I found out before I married the wrong one." I laughed. That was rich. Real loyalty, from the guy who thought Emily parking garage could pass as a billing error. I was tempted to respond. To tell him how pathetic he looked. How everyone saw through him. But I didn't. Instead, I opened my bank app. I'd just gotten my deposit back. The full $2,100. And now I was thinking about what I could do with it. I didn't plan to get even. At first, I thought walking away was enough. Taking my money back, exposing his lies, leaving him to live with the mess he made. I thought that would be the end. But then I heard from Chelsea. Chelsea was Jason's ex before me. I'd never met her, but I knew the name. He used to say she was crazy and obsessive, how she blew up his life for no reason. It was always her fault. Chelsea messaged me out of the blue on Facebook. "Chelsea, hey, I know this is random, but I saw what went down between you and Jason. I just want to say, I believe you." I replied, "Me, thanks. How do you know about it?" "Chelsea, we have a mutual. Jason dated my roommate after me. Same story. He cheated, lied, then played victim when we left." I asked if she'd ever heard of Emily Parking Garage. She laughed. Said he used to save her number as church donation line. That's when something clicked in my brain. Jason had a pattern. Same playbook, different girl. Lie. Gaslight. Get caught. Blame everyone else. And if someone didn't stop it, he'd just do it again. So I made a plan. I started with LinkedIn. Jason still had his job listed, even though Emily told me he'd been fired. I copied the link. Then I messaged 3 of his old coworkers. The ones who'd liked our housewarming post weeks before. I told them what happened. I told them about Emily. I showed them screenshots of his email, his text. Then I posted a review of his old workplace. Truthful, not slanderous, but clear, about how certain employees used company time and property to carry on personal relationships, including sexual ones, with coworkers, leading to HR involvement and eventual termination. It didn't get removed. After that, I posted a TikTok. Just clips of texts. The lease. The couch photo. No names. Just the timeline. It blew up. Comments poured in. He's a walking red flag. The billing error excuse had me screaming. You gave her the couch and took your money? Icon. Jason messaged me. Jason, what is wrong with you? Everyone's seeing this. My mom called me crying. I didn't respond. He posted again on Instagram. Another black screen. Never trust a bitter woman with Wi-Fi. He thought that was a comeback. But people found him. Someone linked his profile in the TikTok comments. People started recognizing the couch. It became a joke. A meme. A week later, Emily messaged again. Emily, you didn't deserve him. None of us did. Thank you. I sat on my couch, my new one, navy blue, no shared receipts, and finally let myself laugh. Really laugh. Because yeah, maybe I made mistakes. Maybe I moved too fast. Maybe I ignored little red flags for too long. But in the end, he got exposed. She got humiliated. And I got my deposit back. I got the truth. I got my peace. And they got the couch.